in all. Back again on the Mini. Just a quick update. So I've made this rotisserie, which consists of an A-frame with feet, additional square plates down there, actually like 10mm thick, got one either side, just to stop it from tipping front to back. That's all fully welded in. And here, once the pole's actually removed, both of these are allowed to collapse down and almost be like flat pack A-frame. Then got additional unistrut, which has actually got a scaffold bracket cut down and then welded across there, so that I can undo this bolt and do it back up in the necessary position. And then just an additional support from that bit of box section running down there, and then I've actually picked up the original U-clamps to a cylindrical tube for where the steering rack would usually mount, and that's just additional support there. I've nut and bolted a metal bar across through the holes where the seat belts bolt into. I've then gone ahead and done box section one size inside of the other, slid through, actually welded to the front footboard or bulkhead there, and then it runs through to here, which is also welded. And obviously being telescopic could allow for full adjustment, and then just seam welding round there afterwards. And then an additional brace which is actually welded to the inner flitch panels, which are going to be removed because I've got new ones to go in anyway. And then it just picks up across the box section there, so it's just a bit of stability within the floor area. Back again, sorry about that. On the rotisserie, I ended up drilling an almost perfect 51mm hole in line level with the rear. Because I'm not really doing a great deal of work on the rear, I thought there's no need to actually make an additional brace across the wheel wells. So again, mirror imaged frame, front the same as the front, which can collapse once the main pole is out. And that just allows, I mean at the moment I've got my ramp under there just supporting the car whilst it's whilst I've been working in there. It's still rocking and rolling a little bit, but it's touching the floor there. So tonight I'm going to be, prior to cutting anything out, just to try and save a bit on money really, is these brackets here for the handbrake. These two here alone are nearly £25, so if I can just remove them and clean them up ready for the new floor. Same with this brace here. I've got a new cross member panel. I've also got various door steps and repairs, all them bits of which are in here. Loads of different bits and pieces, new seatbelt anchor bolts and everything. So new heritage floor pan there, which is a self-assembly, because again, saving on cost, that was like 240 quid I think, whereas a fully assembled floor is about nearly £800. And then I've just got a cross member, sills, bits and pieces there. I bought the door steps, which actually include the rear repair. I've got the other side turning up, so that just allows for a full repair section, more seamless really across this door aperture area. But yeah, that's it for now. Catch you soon. Yummy. Back again, another evening. As you can see, not a great deal left. Outer door steps gone. That literally pulled out with a pair of grips. Everything I've removed so far off this car's welding, it's been with these. So that's the whole step, that whole corner, all that really dodgy repair. And then there was a covered repair even over that again. Just there. Nice. So that literally went over there. I couldn't even undo the screw for the courtesy button because it was behind. Sorry about it. So yeah, look, it was literally, that was covering it, and the screw to get it off was there. So, at present, I'm replacing this whole post, which consists of 3 panels. So you've got your A to A post, your inner closing panel, which there's not a great deal left of this one, just here where the hole is, where the check strap goes through, and obviously when you get towards the bottom there's hardly anything there. And then the third part is the thicker part that actually carries the weight of the door. So probably a good 2 mil thick perhaps, don't know exactly, but it's got the new check strap position and the hole there for the wiring that then passes through to the switch. So this is original, which means that the original rusty one of these that's still there, sandwiched between the original plus repaired flitch panel there, you can see that's they're all going to be coming out because I've got the replacement panel there to go in. So to keep the holes exactly in place, my plan is I've actually pulled the welding off of that. It's not actually attached to anything but a bit of metal on the end now at the moment. My plan is to keep the rusty one in place, remove the flitch panel, replace the flitch panel with the new one, which then retains the original fixing positions. Once that's actually welded in place, it will hold the positions correctly, and then it allows me to get this bit in correctly, and then from this bit I can then do the inner closing panel and the outer A-post repair panel, and then once that's in I can then do the door step, which consists of door step and said rear section repair, because this has had a rear section repair before. As you can see, there's plenty of various bits of metal there, so all that will be gone. But I need to get some strength back across the doors. I didn't want to take the floor out because I think even though the floor is pretty rubbish, it's the only thing holding the car together, because the door steps literally, just quickly show you, but it had sort of one weld, sorry it's not focused, but one weld that's popped through there on the hole. There was a couple of spot welds, if you want to call them spot welds, just drilled and plugged welds, but they weren't really holding to much at all. None of the metal's really been cleaned up properly in order to actually weld to it anyway. So like I say, get the strength back across the doors by replacing the flitches, the A-posts and the sills, and then along with the strengthening, which I'll then have to re-weld this bar in. Once that's all back in, I can then safely remove the floor, make some small necessary repairs. So then in the bin section there, you've got like the flat bit there. I've actually got new panels of that to go in, so stuff like that I can get in if required. At the moment, this side looks solid, but then again, you know what it's like, until you get there, you don't quite know. So all this will be nice fresh metal, even though people say, oh, it looks really bad. Yes, it's really bad, but if you buy the replacement sections instead of trying to just patch repair when it's a bit too far gone just to patch repair, then it goes a lot better if you can just get yourself a good starting point, like I said, with these hinges. So without further ado, I'm going to give it a go. As you can see, we now have a solid A-post, original fixing positions, in a flitch. See, it's welded up there, only stopped just at the shelf here. I've got the shelf back in as well. The original shelf was a bit bent, so I've got that squared up and in, bit of grinding done. Still need to grind down these welds, cut and repair some sections, which you can see up in this lovely corner here. Nothing to worry about there at the moment. So inner is welded in there, all welded through, just like I say, need to grind it all back now. So that's there. got the step, all the old's peeled apart since. Like I said previously, until you get in here you don't know, so I've actually drilled the original companion bins away from the floor. There is some repair sections to be done, more so just this bottom corner, and then square this off once the floor's out, so we can repair that once the floor and the heel board's out. The over cover of the heel board, literally like everything else on this car, has come off with a pair of grips or a screwdriver. This I've just got in tonight is the replacement panel, which I discussed previously. It did need to come out and go, obviously, a brand new one back in. So that's been spot welded and pull weld, like drilled and pull welded. And then this is the original sort of wet paint on there, still original strengthening strut, which I'd removed, cleaned up, and it's ready for when the floor meets up to this edge here, and then I can weld through. So like in my previous video, part of the video, I wanted to get this in first before the floor came out, but that's not probably going to be possible because I need to get into here once the floor's in to weld this from this side, which means access from outside, plus the companion bin section there, because it's a lot easier than trying to work through. So what I probably will do in the meantime is just put another little brace across that lip there of the door to the new step, just to kind of add a little bit of support. But here's the new piece anyway. Fits quite nice. Just offer it up by hand. It will need a little fettling around the profile of the door. Sorry, it's not quite in place, but you get the gist of it. The profile, because it's an aftermarket panel, it isn't quite so true to the original, but it's almost there. And then once it gets that end as well, so before this actually gets fully welded in, I will refit the door to the panel, and then I've got a couple of mil tolerance that I could actually bring that A-post front to back if necessary to close any big gaps that might have occurred in the door, but nothing's actually moved out of place yet, so we're all good in that respect. But yeah, just a quick update. I won't keep you any longer. Thanks for watching, and I think the next time will probably be the repeat process of this on the driver's side. Plus I'll probably repair this first just to kind of get one side done, which then might take me into take me into this bit here. So watch your space. Catch you soon.